So recording.
Yeah.
Kind of fit that way though.
Yeah. Right. Can I steal all your attention? I think first things first. I think just go around and take some positives, and if you don't volunteer something, I'm just going to pick on you. Something you did well to start off. I think personally, I thought that.
I think I did everything well.
Yeah, I think I did everything well. I think I did. Okay, you go first.
Working under pressure. So say when the bass was not in tune, we had limited time to get it fixed. And working as a team and under pressure.
Sorry, who tuned that? Was it
you tuned it, and then I ran. But it was just like them sort of things, you know what I mean? Like working together to try and get something fixed.
How was communication for people?
I think communication was
Let's have one at a time.
Between the lighting and the side of stage headset.
Yeah, you was on that quite a lot.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. What were you going to say, Al?
I think that the communication got better as the night went on.
Yeah.
In the
I think the whole night.
I think
it got better as it went on.
I think the only thing is, like, on front of house, like, one, it was really hard to hear because everything's coming out the monitor from you couldn't hear on the headset. So that was a bit.
Like Craig was saying,
the worst.
What?
Yeah, no, I just didn't listen if I couldn't hear it. But the worst thing was like no one was using hand gestures.
Yeah.
Well, not no one, but a lot of people weren't. Using it. They were trying to speak to you when you just can't hear what they're saying. Yeah, no, I'm not picking on anything particularly.
The battery changes in the IEM.
That was a nightmare, and the nightmare is that some people who had IEMs, they didn't know what pack they were using, what number, and it was easy. You had to remember number 1, 2 or 3 and come to us. We put this stuff, the buds on for them, but they didn't even come and get their IEMs, so the people who were supposed to be performing with IEMs didn't go on stage with them.
But this is the story of the performance
and
students.
The battery.
Wrong mics, wrong monitors, wrong IEMs, wrong amp. Someone plugged into the wrong amp at some point.
Yeah, well,
Kyle used the wrong mic, didn't he?
The Panic at the Disco took you bands, switched box 1 and box 2 over, and took the XLR out of box 3.
Oh, and then
because you got pissed about that.
Yeah, because I had people from the crowd coming to me being like, "Oh, I can't hear this person."
We know.
Dealing with it.
We're dealing with it.
Yeah, and then someone plugged the wrong lead into their guitar that was plugged into the wrong amp.
Old bass.
Yeah, so just going to before we talk about that, I think just that one situation where the guitar is plugged into the wrong thing, it was sorted. Someone did go on stage. I think
you came round to the monitor people. You said you addressed it. And then
I was going to sort it one way, and Craig just switched it over because I was just regain him in the other monitor. But Craig just went and sorted it. So
every time there was an issue, you just say it down the mic, and you'd be sorted either midway through the song or straight after.
And I think the issues that we had weren't issues that we created for ourselves. It was issues that performance students had created.
And we had to deal with it.
The wrong changes as well.
Sorry, say that again, Chris.
There was one wrong spot who kept standing in front of the monitor.
Did anyone notice in the Muse band there was anyone who stayed for that? Did you see the female vocalist who kept doing this?
Sticking it in front of it.
I remember when they were performing for the school bands. I remember when I came up to her at the front stage, bang on the stage, and I was like, "Stop putting your mic down like this."
Yeah, she kept putting it in front of the wedge.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, loads of feedback.
After a bit, I just whacked it down on the desk.
Yeah, so I had to keep an eye on her. Every time her mic was down, I'd bring the fader down. As soon as it goes back up, I'll bring the fader down.
On front of house as well, we wasted time trying to find out what the problem was. Whether it was resourceful backstage,
there's
when really it was just
problem that was with front of house in Muse. You couldn't hear one of the girl singers at all. And
I couldn't work out why that was. But this is something going back to
I remember that. I don't know if that was front of house.
Yeah, I was actually in the audience at that point because I'd sort of finished for the night, and I kept going back to you, and we were trying to figure out what the issue was.
I was looking at monitors for that.
I think
that could have been.
I know exactly why it was. It was because Panic had switched the mic over before, and then she was singing.
As well as that, the girl who was singing it was really quiet. Had but she was really far away.
She kept singing away from the diaphragm of the microphone.
So there's a couple things.
Yeah. So just that, I think that's kind of interesting. things. So we've gone through things that didn't go very well. What about us? What did we feel went well? Can I hear from someone? Luke, what? You were on front of house for most of it, weren't you? And you're being very quiet, but actually you did put an absolute solid, and you kept everyone going. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Oh no.
I did
Chris.
Damn it, Chris.
We got that on record.
You did learn. What did you learn? What was the biggest
I'm
takeaway?
mixing that because I never got the chance to
Opportunity to have
fully ever since I've done this course.
So is it just leveling things, or did you get a chance to use a bit of EQ, a bit of compression?
Well, I was watching as well.
Yeah, I walked you and Megan for the EQ a bit.
So that's
I had
yeah. Well, you had an interesting one where
I had a bit of pain with EQ. It was what was it? Was it feedback?
Yeah.
No, I remember. So one of the previous ones I did have feedback, which was a similar frequency. Some band that had it later. I EQ'd it out.
Yeah, I remember we were using the parametric EQ when we used the graphic.
Yeah. No, but it was because I did it on the parametric before.
Yeah. Well, you only have 4 cues, or is it 4 or 6? Is it 4?
Yeah.
And then you have to go to graphic.
I think they're all being used for the graphic.
So it was really hard to get that out.
So
we ended up just 11.
How was the sound checks?
Oh, the sound. Well, we'll get.
Let's start from sound check.
Sound checks were mainly on second years.
Yeah. So
it got better throughout. It was so slow to begin with.
Yeah.
But throughout the sound check, it got so much easier. And I think they were starting to notice that we're easy to work with. Some of them were so hard to work with; they weren't communicating. But I think then throughout the band, they were more communicating.
There was
One
that
thing
one incident where you're like,
this I've
like you know when the Prodigy band, I think one of the tracks accidentally wiped your preset.
Oh yeah.
When we was out getting food,
You fixed that really easy because you just came back.
Yeah.
we had to redo the whole thing.
10 minute. Fix.
I think next time for sound checks, maybe rather than doing it drums then bass first, start vocals first and then do everything in order so we've got a clear line of communication.
How was setup?
Setup was pretty quick. I think Jack organised it really well.
Yeah.
I will probably get absolutely clattered for jumping off the stage quite a lot.
Oh yeah,
But Jack, I think everyone kind of got stuck in, and then it wasn't. I mean, it was working, but then Jack was able to be the guy who everyone would come to, and if people didn't know, then they'd go to Craig, which was really good, and it was a good system.
Did everyone do finding their roles? Because I remember at the start of the night, I was struggling to find something for everyone to do, but I noticed everyone just found what
I
they
know
had
that
to do.
I was on front of house for pretty much the whole
Yeah,
night.
you were with me quite a lot.
I was on stagehand for quite a bit.
Yeah.
I remember
you were on stagehand. We've kind of addressed monitors and the IEMs and the batteries that didn't work. And then we addressed front of house. What about the changeovers? What was that like? When the bands were walking out, so they'd walk out with the stage thing.
Yeah.
Did you actually communicate with them? Did you go tune your instrument?
That was the biggest problem. Was some of them thought they knew better than me and that their instruments were already in tune, and then I got them to go on for the tuners we had, and they weren't in tune.
Okay, so
that
that's
was
a really interesting one.
that was the problem that we had.
I was using that chromatic tuner pedal.
Oh yeah.
Telling you to ask everyone if they were in tune. I did ask him, and then you put it in all the things.
Well, I kept having musicians.
I was on
tune
monitors the full night.
Yeah.
Because
let's hear about monitors. Hang on, guys. Hang on.
When they came onto the station, which maybe we could have done better, changing our roles in the day, and then you picked one station for the night, was because they didn't know what band was having what pack.
Monitors was the hardest one.
And what band. So I think because me, Jack, and I know you three hovered around quite a bit on monitors, and Zach, we all knew what we was doing and what band had what. So
I think the issue is that monitors, if you screw it up, it's a big screw up because they can't hear themselves, and you don't want to trust someone who doesn't know what they're doing with it.
Yeah, that's.
I heard about monitors second years. I know they're getting marked on that primarily more than now, so I think get a chance on that.
So monitors wasn't really.
On stagehand, I was kind of so when stuff weren't going. So like basically, about the Jack Leeds or about the
Luke was with me for that for a bit.
Yeah,
we did quite well.
I was going to say we did it quick, didn't we?
Yeah, we did it. We got them out. I talked to them, and then we just delegated. So I was like, right, you go and take the bassist. I'll take the guitarist. And normally for the bass, it was just a plug-in if they plugged into the right thing.
Yeah.
Don't forget, one didn't turn the bass thing on. So she was playing, and then and then she turned it on, and then everything went. That was in the day. Wasn't it? Or was it? No, you were changing bolts, and you had to.
But realistically, that wasn't a changeover issue.
No, it was
Guys, hang on. That wasn't a changeover issue because we took them to the right place and we told them, right, you need to remember your amp settings. I mean, it's impossible for us to remember 20, 30 people's amp settings.
Yeah.
So we just said, remember your amp settings and just play. And the fact that she didn't turn it on, that's on you.
So to be honest, a lot of people were taking like pictures of the.
Yeah.
It's not our fault for them not turning their amp on.
Some of them did it. Some of them didn't.
Yeah.
So,
did anyone remember the start of Hammermore when it was like kind of quiet, then it got really loud suddenly?
Yeah, it's
He had a
pedal, he had a distortion.
So, no, it wasn't that. Someone had saved the front of house preset.
It wasn't Paramount.
Not only had they just muted all the instruments, which is what you're supposed to do.
That was at the beginning.
They muted the master as well, which really put me off. After I unmuted all the instruments they were using, I was like, oh, why aren't I getting any volume?
I don't think it was Panic.
It weren't
Paramore because
it was quite early on.
I was backstage.
It
might have
and
been
I was on front of house with you. I think.
No, it was quite early on.
I think it might have been Toto.
No, it was the noise. It was the noise.
Oh,
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, it was the noughties.
So I remember looking about on the mixer, thinking, well, why am I getting the I see the whole master something. I unmute it and it gets stupid loud.
Sam spent a lot of time with me, sort of running around. You did a lot of stage house, didn't you, and stuff? Yeah.
How did you think it was?
Yeah. How did that go for you? It was fun. Did you enjoy it?
I find it.
Yeah, I think you did really well.
It was with me for quite a bit.
You'd been quiet about it, but I think you carried it quite a lot. Actually, I thought you did really well. I was sitting next to you going, oh, I couldn't do that. So yeah, Lewis, I didn't see you much in the. What were you up to? I think you was. Yeah, front of house. Yeah.
I got Lewis mentored in front of house. You said you didn't have much experience on it beforehand, so I got to make sure that you got it.
How did that go for you? Yeah, it went okay.
So what happened was, I think it was like me and Ashton and that, we were all on front of house.
Yeah.
So Ashton goes, oh, teach Lewis how to do it.
He's crying. Right,
yeah,
is that it then?
I know my
hang on, we've got like 5 more minutes. If we can hold it together for 5 minutes, then we can.
But yeah, I taught him how to do the front of house. What happened, as I was walking off, this has got nothing to do with Lewis, by the way. One of the bands, the bass guitar, he had his lead like halfway plugged in. So that we like gained the bass to how quiet it was. And then like all of a sudden, as we're walking off, he slams the bass guitar lead all the way in, and the bass just like blasts.
Yeah,
so then we had to like sprint back to the mixer and turn it back down.
Yeah.
So and then we had to.
That was kind of a consistent issue with people working on this.
Yeah.
Plug it in properly.
Why that is
Yeah, I remember the girl, that bassist who came on the untuned bass. I remember her complaining that bass wasn't in.
I remember
yeah.
literally 3 minutes and then we'll be.
I know one thing that is quite well is for little bars and backstage and there.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and you got some changeovers with the help of Craig, but you definitely held that position really well.
And then
Eventually.
Yeah. So Sharko, how was your night? What did you do?
I made sure
so the camera can hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
I made sure Sharko got some time on.
I think that's something that we need to make sure that we mention. If you were walking around and you were learning stuff, you might not have been like the main person there, but you were sort of hands on. Yeah. It was good. Yeah.
The headsets, yeah, that was
Yeah.
You had to be on it for that.
Yeah. Right, just to wrap this up really quickly, I think let's have 3 things that we think we could do better next time.
More processes, such as
change roles more
compression,
in the
reverb,
day.
Actually, no, let me rephrase this. Let's have 3 things for front of house.
Alright.
Better role switching.
More role switching.
Yeah, that's just a given.
Most of the people who run front of house were on there for literally
half the time too long.
So that front of house, so role switching. What about
more processes specific to each band?
Yeah, so I think maybe a session going through the actual how to ascend an effect to a bus, etc.
Yeah, everyone needs to learn how to EQ and properly.
Yeah.
How to do that in the collab.
So that's that. So learning the processes, bit of switching around. What I think what might have been good is recording the mix and then listening back to it in sound checks, because then we'd have been able to be like, oh, well, that's just chill.
That's actually really next key.
Yeah. So that's that. Front of house monitors.
IEMs.
I think
Batteries just kept
IEMs.
going so much.
Yeah, we just get.
I think people just left them on though. I think that's
I think that was.
And the communication with the performance students just wasn't.
Yeah.
No, right.
So
And they were. It was us more giving them the communication, but we weren't getting it back.
I think we need to be a little bit more like
proactive
on it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was screaming.
But monitors wasn't really an issue in the night.
lads.
It wasn't really an issue because it was if they wanted something up, it was done.
Yeah.
So there was nothing else really more.
I think something that I thought would have been great is to have like 3 people, maybe not confident people at the beginning, but have 3 people that we trained on monitors. 3 people that we trained on monitors. So as soon as you were switching person to person, you were confident there was one person on that monitor mixing who just knew exactly what was up.
Which was Jeff.
Yeah, but he did the whole thing. So it would have been better to have some people
It'd be
swapping over.
good to put processes through monitors too, obviously, so that any effects that you put on, you can hear back through monitors and not just.
Yeah, but also
wedges, not just monitors.
I don't care. Is the honest answer for performance tunes. You can do what you want. Anything else on monitors?
No.
I know that we've got batteries, rotation.
Maybe a bit more tuning.
Yeah.
So if it counts on wedges, I think we need
You
to
mean on
work
the
on. Yeah.
I think
I mean,
bit of feedback was. I think
that wasn't our fault though.
EQing for the
Because they weren't talking loud
Yeah.
enough. And when they come to it then,
We need to get our point across that it needs to be louder.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm gonna be blunt. Why are you trying to be a singer if you can't sing loud enough?
Or at the very least, sing into the diaphragm, not like this.
And okay, I understand that if you want to be Billie Eilish, you're on the wrong course. Performance is not the right thing. Go into production. Anyway.
Is that it then?
Well, we just need to do side of stage. Any improvements that could have been done there?
Maybe.
Yeah. That would have been. Having the correct kit would have been great.
Maybe before next performance, we can figure out who's going to be on the side of the stage throughout most of the night, and we go and speak to these bands beforehand, get a set list from them specifically, not Steph, and with everything they want, so they're not telling us.
I think there needs to be someone who just takes charge of side of stage, and I did that for a little bit.
I was
and you did it.
Yeah, you were.
I was kind of just having to speak to the bands and figure out what they wanted, and it was a little bit rushed sometimes.
Whoever like that position, speak to Steph and find out when they're in the pods. Go into the pods to speak to them.
I think we've got good lists there of things to improve on our next gig.